Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to see how to deploy a application on CloudHub 2.0 private space using a connected app. So what we are going to do, we will follow this sequence. So first we are going to create a connected app with minimal scope for deployment. Then we are going to update the setting.xml with the connected app client ID client secret. And then we are going to create the POM file and we will see for if I have to deploy the application to a specific business group and a specific environment under that business group, then I have to add one more additional parameter. So I'm not going to deploy onto my root org. So here I will show that how I'm going to deploy to a business group. And then that there will be deployment settings to set up the default public URL for the deployed app in the private space. And since it's CloudHub 2.0, so before going to deploy using Mule Maven command, we need to first deploy the application to Exchange. And then finally, we are going to use the Maven command for deployment. And we'll do a quick test and see that everything is working fine. So I have logged into my Anypoint platform and I am inside the access management. So I would let me show you from Anypoint platform. I have to come to my access management. And once I come to access management, I have to go to connected app. So I have already created a connected app. So what I need to do, I need to create a new app. To create the connected app, I have to create app button. I have to click this create app button. And then I have to take this app acts on its own behalf, client credential, this option. And this option is relevant when we will do a machine to machine connection. So specifically this connected app is relevant when, or this type of connected app is relevant when you are creating this connect or you are planning to use that connected app for your CI/CD pipeline. So I have to give a name. So let me give some name, my connected app, my dev connected app, something like this. And then I will going to add the scopes. And when I'm going to add the scope, I have to add the minimal number of scopes. So using that, I can only deploy application under a business group and for a specific environment. So I have already listed down all the scopes are required, and this is the minimum set of scope I needed. I am not going to give this connected app any extra privilege because that is the whole purpose of creating the connected app. So I will use Exchange contributor. So these are the three business group level scope I have to add. And then these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 scope I have to add at environment level. Okay. So let me keep on adding this one by one. So first is Exchange contributor. Let me go here and let me type Exchange. So Exchange contributor, I'll select this. Next one is manage runtime fabric. So let's give manage runtime fabric. Then next one is view organization. View organization. Next is create application. Create application. Next is read application. Next is manage settings. Next is manage application data. Then I will go for manage delete applications, manage application data, and then delete application, and then view environment. I think I have added all the required scopes has been added. Now in my Anypoint platform, I have two business groups. Salesforce is my root business org or root org, and POC is a business group under that root org. So I'm going to deploy. I have an environment already created under this POC org, which is a dev environment, and I want to deploy to that dev environment under this POC business group. So I will give access only. I mean, I'm giving client this client app or sorry, I'm giving connected app only access to my POC business group, and that too only on dev environment. So I will add all the scopes, and this will complete my connected app configuration or creation. Now I have to save it. Once I save, I have a connected app created. So next, what I need to do, I need to create my form.xml file with all the necessary build properties for deploying this application using Mule Maven command. So I have a very small test application created, very simple test application created, and I have already created the form.xml with all the necessary properties. And this is the property configuration property I have added inside. So the properties what I am configuring here is that I'm setting the URI, which is my Anypoint platform URI. Provider for CloudHub 2.0 will always be MC. Environment is the target environment I need to provide. Target target name will be the name of the private space. So I have created a private space already. Let me show you that inside Runtime Manager. It's opening up. If I go to private space, there is a private space running. So I have to give this name as my target name. I will pass that when I will set up the Mule Maven plugin command. So then the Mule version, so I'm going to deploy it on 4.6.0, and I have to pass the connected app client ID. So when I'm using the connected app, when I'm using connected app to deploy the application, I have to pass these three values. One is connected app client ID, another is connected app client secret, and client connected app grant type. So connected app grant type will be always be client underscore credentials. Then I have to pass the application name. So I already defined the application name here. So, and this name is coming under project tag. So I have defined the application name as project.name. So I'm not going to pass this value. Rest of the variable value I will pass as a Maven command argument, but this is I'm not going to pass because this project.name will automatically be populated from here. So from this name, it will get populated because this name tag is under the project tag. And yeah, so next what I need to do is that I need to define this parameter. It is the deployment under deployment setting. There will be a generate default public URL parameter. If I mark it true, then once my application deployed into private space, it will create a default public URL for that application. So this deployment settings contains all the necessary setting related parameters like whether I have to create the cluster, uh, whether what will be if I have to create any uh, public URL. So I can pass on those details under HTTP tag. So since I don't have any domain created other than the default domain in my private space, so I'm just using the default public URL. And I have to also define this distribution management. And here I have to define this ID, and this ID actually needs to be matched with the ID, repository ID, what I set up in my settings.xml, and the URL should be this. And this project.group ID is the organization ID. Again, it's coming under the project tag. There is a group ID, and this group ID is already updated with my org ID. And this org ID is nothing but the business group ID. So this org ID is not the root org ID. This is the business group ID, and inside which I have my dev environment and where I'm going to deploy the application. So to be specific, let me show you for more clarification. Go to access management. Let me go to business group. So I am passing this POC org ID as my org ID inside the POM file. So this ID I am passing because I am going to deploy inside this POC business group. I have a environment created named dev. So there I'm going to deploy my application. I hope I able to clarify this. Okay, so that's it from the form.xml. The next thing what I need to do, I need to create my or update my settings.xml. So you can see your setting.xml under users, then your username, and then there and inside that there will be a .m2 folder. Inside .m2 folder, you need to keep your setting.xml. And if it is already there, then you need to update it uh, with client credentials. So this is how you need to update your server username and password if you are using connected app. So username will always be like this. You have to mention client, and client will be having three tilde in front and three tildes at the end. So for password, you need to provide the client ID of your user I of your connected app. So I have my connected app created. So let me go to the connected app. I am using this one. So I have created this one. So I can replace this. So this is the connected app client ID, and then I'll copy the secret. This is the connected app secret. Save it. Okay. So client ID, client secret, I have defined my connected app. Let's close this, and then I have to create my Maven command also. So let me copy this my new connected ID connected app, because I have created the Maven command here. So let me update connected app. So this is the client ID, and I copy the secret. So this is the secret created. Okay. Yes, this is just a document I'm keeping for my reference. Okay. So what I need to do is now first I need to deploy the application to Exchange. So this is one of the prerequisite for CloudHub 2.0 deployment. So what I will do, I will just right click and I will click on show in, and then I'm going to go click on the system explorer. So it will open that project under project workspace. It will take me to the root directory of this particular application. I will just open a moment. Like that. Repeat in a comment here. Okay. And I will deploy the code first to Exchange. So for that, I will just take Maven clean deploy command. So, okay. Before I do Maven clean deploy, let me show you that there is no application running in my private space at this moment. So let me go to the runtime manager. See, this dev environment has no application deployed. And here we are going to deploy this application using the connected app. Okay. So first deploy to Exchange. So okay, started deploying. Not started yet deploying. I mean the command has just started. So let me pause the video. Once it completed, deployment completed, we will again resume. Okay. So my build is success. My application got deployed to Exchange. So if I have to check that how it got deployed or how it looked like in Exchange, I can use this URL directly, and using that URL, I can open the application. Or what I used to do, because from Exchange you cannot directly see all the applications which you are deploying to Exchange for CloudHub 2.0. So for that, what you need to do, you need to go to Exchange and so what you need to do here, you have to pass the query parameters as type equal to app and show as all, so that you can see all the app deployed, and you can keep that short equal to last. So it will be give you the latest one first. So see, this is the application I deployed to Exchange. So now I am all prerequisites are made, so I can now go ahead and deploy it into the runtime. So one thing I just need to re-emphasize, since I am not deploying onto my root org, and I'm deploying on to a business group. So what I need to do, I need to add this tag business group in my POM file, and I need to provide this path. So where from I can get that path? If you see, I have to go to the access management business group. If I click on this, so I will see this is the path I need to take. But once I copy paste this, I need to change the slash. So what I need to do, I will just let me copy paste it once again. I will copy paste it, and then I will change the slash. So let me save it. Okay. Now the last thing remaining is that I need to uh, execute the Maven command for mule deployment. So if you see, I am passing all the variables, whatever variable I have defined here inside this CloudHub to deployment build properties. So all those arguments I am passing with a minus D. I mean minus D to. It's the way how I can define. I mean mention that this is the argument I'm passing with my Maven command. So if I have to set up the environment, I have to use minus D environment, and then I have to provide the environment name. Similarly, target name, I have to provide this my private space is the private space name of the private space I have created. And version I am passing as 4.6.6.0. I'm passing the client ID, client secret of the connected app that I have just created. So let's see how it goes. So let me copy this. Let me go to the command prompt. Let me paste it and start deployment. So it's deploying. It will work. See from the runtime also, the runtime manager. See it start, deployment gets started, and it's checking if the application has started. So it will take some time, but usually CloudHub 2.0 is faster than CloudHub 1 because it's a container-based deployment model. So I'm just pausing the video. Once it's got started, I will resume the video again. Okay, now my application got deployed under this dev environment and in this POC business group. So I can click this and see, I have deployed it on runtime version 4.6.0. And if I go to ingress, this is the default public endpoint it's created since I have set up this parameter as true, generate default public URL as true. And now if I go and use this URL to test my application, let me do this. Let me minimize this a bit. Let me click on this. Okay, my endpoint is test, so I will give it this endpoint. And if I click, test successful. So sorry, but if I go to runtime manager log, everything is running fine. So that's it. So that is how I hope I'm able to explain how you can use a connected app to deploy your application on CloudHub 2.0 private space and to a target environment which is actually inside a business group, not under your router. So thanks everyone for being with me. If you like this video, please do like, subscribe my channel, uh, share your comment, and thanks for listening to this video. Hope we'll meet soon, and I will share more videos on CloudHub 2.0, especially on private space. Thank you.